Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. Yesterday, I was in trouble, in trouble with the moderators from a Facebook group that I'm a part of. It's a Facebook group for Sexless relationship. I would invite you to go and check it out. It's pretty cool. There's really good advice from people, and it's a place where you can actually vent, also get some support, and just get to be chilling around with people that are in a similar place. So shout out to that. It's called Sexless Relationship Help, which is a really cool Facebook group. So one of the moderators got in touch with me and they said, are you a coach? Are you charging for services? And which I repeated, yes. And then she told me that many people were complaining that there's people that are coaches and people that are just complaining basically because they're trying to be sold, they're being sold. And I asked her, is it particularly me? Because I don't sell through Facebook. In fact, if you found something that a link from me, it will actually send you to a piece of free training. And from that piece of free training, it sends you to another piece of training before you actually sit down for a phone call. So the sales process is very long. And we do that on purpose because we want to weed out the lazy ones, the ones that are uninterested and uninspired to change. Because some people, they want to change, but really it requires you to have to go through a lot of hard work, and most people don't like hard work. They just want somebody who can press a button and say you're off Sexless. So as we were going through this conversation, I told her that I've got good intentions. I want to give more than I take. I'm really looking to help guys because I was in the same scenario, and we got really chatting. It was a very good conversation. She felt the fact that I was really looking to genuinely help people, and I even sent her some screenshots of some of the comments I've made and the conversations I've had and the thank yous I've had from people as well. So that was what happened with that interaction, and it was a very good interaction. What I didn't know is that she'd made a post just asking the group, just a survey to see what people think about coaches. And as I read down the comments, there were people who were saying, I would never get an online coach, which is perfectly fine because I'm pretty sure I've been burnt as well by a coach. They told me that they're going to give me this result. I've paid for money and then nothing came along. So I can get the sense where most people were coming from. Some people said, I don't know your qualifications. I need to go to somebody who is local to me, which is a fair argument. But then again, there's a lot of therapists that have got no idea what they're talking about, especially when it comes to a sexless relationship. One weird part about it is that in this year alone, I've already had 2 different therapists that I've helped within a sexless relationship, which then tells you that it's just a different set of, or a different way of looking at things. For example, I teach based off of the experience I've had seducing women in my 20s, and I seduced quite a lot, been in bed with quite a lot, a number that I've never shared, but only people that I was with at that time would know. And because of that, it's become almost second nature. It becomes intuitive. I understand the dynamics of how that actually works, how it operates in terms of desire and inducing that desire from a woman. So what I'm trying to say is that I've got no qualification when it comes to, I don't know, psychology, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I've got no, but I have a lot of experience. And the best way to really show you what I'm trying to say is that if somebody went to university and they wanted to be a basketball coach, for example, they do sporting science, they do major in history of basketball, and they've got all these qualifications. And then you've got Michael Jordan, and then you needed somebody to coach you. Who would you rather coach you than when it comes to playing basketball? Well, for me, I would be choosing Michael Jordan because this guy knows the differences of performing under pressure and so many other things that he could coach me that somebody who's qualified, who's never been in a scenario, wouldn't be able to coach. So, and that was the thing I was trying to point out to some of these guys, that I know you've been burnt before, and a lot of people that are against buying courses or buying online courses or being coached, generally they've failed in the attempt of reversing the sexless relationship. So they've now got to the point where they are hopeless, and therefore they feel like it's hopeless. There's nothing else that they can do. So when somebody comes and tries to offer them a solution, the first thing they say is that no, it's not good, or you're trying to sell to me. And in their mind, they position this thing as though it's something that is terrible, whereas you never know it is terrible. And like I said, personally, I've paid thousands of pounds to coaches, and they've not delivered what they've asked for. And again, that's part of the learning process, because in some places I've paid and not got the actual result, but still got the nugget that needed to take me to the next level. And I'm not saying this, I'm not making this episode so you can all flood and start paying me. No, that's not what this episode is for. Is that the moment you become afraid to pay, because again, when you pay, the reason why you pay for coaching, it's for you to shorten the time scale for you to get the result. Because a lot of you, if you continue persisting to look for answers in order to get out of a sexless relationship, you're going to eventually find it. And it's going to be whether a year, maybe 2 years. Like for me, it took me at least 3 years of really research. And it was me trying to adapt the lessons I learned when I was chasing after women, and then I started learning skills of retaining a woman, which was completely different. And if I had a coach then who could have shown me what I know now, I would have paid, and we would have shortened the time scale of, because I was now 3 years kind of lost. To be fair, I gained quite a lot of lessons, but it would have shortened everything. So some of you guys, you'll probably never be my students, which is fine. You might find somebody else, but if you get an opportunity where you resonate with somebody, the way they teach, the way they talk about things, do it. Pay for the coaching, whether if it's even, like I'm against counselors, but even if it means that you need counselling to deal with depression and all these other things, do it. I can guarantee you, I've been to therapy. It was the best money well spent when it came to couples therapy. Don't do couples therapy, especially if it's the issues is sexless, being in a sexless relationship, because they've got no clue unless they've had thousands of reference experiences seducing women. They've got no idea. I can guarantee you that for a fact. So thank you very much for listening. I'm not going to go any more about this, but I thought that it was an interesting thing to talk about, because a lot of you guys are probably thinking this is going to magically work itself out. It's not. You're probably going to need coaching. And it's very, very important that you actually start seeing it this way, because like for many of you guys, time is going. Some of you guys are in your 40s, and the longer you keep this, the harder it is to convert it back, especially if the children move out of the house. And I mean, a lot of you guys might end up in divorce as well. So you can, and a lot of this can be just changed. And I know some of you guys might not be able to afford, and it's the reason why you got the podcast and other free lessons that I've given out, so that nobody is left behind. No man is left behind. And just take advantage of those things that are free for now. And hopefully when in the future, if you see somebody else who can coach you, in fact, I can even send you at least 3 coaches that you can go to. If you don't believe my skill of teaching you, one of them is Garrett White. Is in charge of a business that's called Wake Up Warrior, and he's amazing. He's an incredible leader of men, and he talks about business. He talks about really just having it all. And then there's a guy called oh my god, I forgot his name. Keith. His name is Keith Mackey, I think his name. And he teaches some. It's called Married Game. That's his business, and he also teaches not similar stuff to me. He teaches again male empowerment, good relationships. Again, these are all guys that are within this space that I would recommend to people, and I recommend because, like I said, you might not be a student for me, but you might be a student for them. And my goal is for you to be able to really change things around. And this is why I do this. I love this. Like I said, if I don't ever get paid, I will still do it, because I feel like this is my mission, and it's my mission to help marriages get back together. So thank you very much for listening. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.